So the problem was me being between three poems, but I guess I'll just make it easy and read the one that I have open. It's not one of my shortest poems, but it's not one of my longest. I almost did a super short one, but you know what? I don't get to read too often, so fuck it. Medium length shit, especially if I breeze through it, which I'm certainly gonna try. Untitled garden poem shit. Actually, hang on. I want to make sure. Is this the correct version of this poem? Yeah. We're just gonna say yes. Fuck it. It was no ordinary grove into which I stumbled that night. I could feel the heartbeat of spring from miles away, like something beckoning. And I, an insect upon this grand cosmic canvas, naturally could not resist the pull of mysterious, brilliant lights in the distance. And as I drifted along, I came upon a garden, a place of vibrance and captivating light. Violets and tiger lilies entwined in courtyard dance, ancient vines like verdant curtains, closing off this sanctuary from the rest of the world. This place was familiar to me. Maybe I'd caught a passing glance in my youth, or in another life, a dreamscape, perhaps. Some incredible thing that only existed subliminally until I was standing right before it. And so I approached Utopia. No ghosts here, though they glanced from the gateway of my periphery, and it was hard to notice them under the exotic boughs of eccentric oak and acacia grin. I left my demons at the doorway, and they waited patiently. Took me by the hand when it was time to leave. They've begun to desaturate since then. Thick, smoky plumes only rise from the wick after the candle's flame has been snuffed out. Tight, passionate tension sometimes yawns, and a little light gets away on the exhale. But that's fine if it darkens a devil's face. I never cared to see them fully illuminated anyhow. It was here that my burdens were vanquished. It was here that I felt weightless, felt whole. All the food which I'd ever cared to taste grew in abundance. Wine and rose were the raindrops which filled my cup. Cascading from the iris of that great sky, gazing down upon me, seeing right through my every bone. It was frightening to lock eyes with such sanctity. Frightening but marvelous, because God only knows what I saw in those eyes, and God only knows how to describe it, for perhaps God it was. Something outside of time that I inexplicably recognized. Ultimately, my time in heaven was brief. Charming days of Viridian oasis cut short by earthly realities and things which no mortal man can control. Fate played its hand and the game was over, but something happened in there, something that changed me. It's so easy to say, it was a wonderful garden and I had a wonderful visit, but it's deeper than that, like the miles of twisted roots beneath ripe illicit fruits. There's no easy way to articulate the experience of true paradise. There's no easy road to walk once expelled from Eden. And tonight I hear the cherubs singing, heaven is not fit to house a love like you and I. Or perhaps it's just a familiar song on the radio because such sweet music gets a bit blurred with the real world's tedious, tired melodies. Meadows of silent gray and hazy horizons which obscure all view of what's coming. Oh, to see those wondrous birds again. Oh, to escape this schism and experience divinity once more, just once. I wish to walk upon such venerable landscape again before I turn to dust. I wish to lay among the harvest and float down the rivers. The garden still exists, but the gate is locked. I can sense its warmth from afar, but I cannot find it. I know it was real, but I cannot see it. Little did I know how little I knew, and how much I'd come to know during my moment under the sun. Little do I know how much is still left to learn. And there's beauty in that. But I've slithered away to safety to contemplate this holy knowledge in silence. Take me back to the garden. Take me back. The cold comfort of solitude cannot compare. Thank you.